Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan, Nair, and here basically we are talking about the attraction object, and in this object basically we are talking about the person next generation is supposed to go or next generation not supposed to go. Next generation is supposed to go or next generation is not supposed to go. So in this topic we have discussed that how basically the education industry basically is basically has basically also created the lots of problem in the environment industry. That is basically the education industry problem basically. But the group basically who are into the environment handling industry basically they are supposed to be know that 20 percentage problems basically are from the education industry. That example basically I have already taken. The example was basically one paragraph basically of the Harvard University, when one person basically was reading that mm, paragraph. That basically person basically was student of the Harvard University. When he was reading that time basically the apple and orange basically energy was getting generated. When the other than person basically of the Harvard University was reading that book, that paragraph basically, that time basically the energy was not getting generated. Basically something different, totally energy was getting generated. Totally different energy was getting generated. Totally different energy was getting generated. So this was actually problem basically created by the environment group basically. Now here the problem was basically the problem was from environment group or it was the problem of education industry. That basically need to do the analysis basically, you can say. And this only analysis basically can be done on the base of basically analysis basically can be done on the base of the data only basically. If you have the data, then only basically you can able to do the analysis. For that basically the software industry says that basically we have the perfect data basically. If anybody group basically want the data, then basically you can take this data. You can basically take this data, and this basically this is basically one system basically created by one of the software company. And if the government want to purchase this software company, then basically also he can purchase the software. So like this basically the things basically keeps on going. So here the thing is basically the 20 percentage error basically is from the education industry, and this basically is a big problem. 20 percentage basically you can just imagine basically 20 percentage is not a normal amount basically, right? 20 percentage basically is a normal, not a normal amount. So 20 percentage is not a normal basically you can say normal number basically, you can say it's not a normal number basically. So 20 percentage is not a normal number. This was basically told by one of the environment minister basically. He told that basically 20 percentage too much number basically. So entire education industry basically need to refresh. And what refresh was that when that basically the experts basically of the university group basically, that are basically the professors who actually created the books basically, they basically might be knowing very well basically that these all are the basically the books basically. On the base of these books basically the entire environment basically is getting handled. So then one expert basically told that basically we need to compare the entire university, that is basically 3000 universities books basically. Then basically the person basically told that basically it's not a easy task basically, right? So is there any easy task basically? Then he told that basically he need to handle the entire 3000 universities books. For that basically he told that basically how the entire 3000 university basically what created, that basically need to analysis. Then basically it will be very easy basically that which university have which rights, which university basically have which type of authority, which professor have which type of power, which professor have the power of demand and supply of particular items, which professor basically can create this all weapon, which professor basically can create which all chemicals, which professor basically can create which all formulas of the weapon, which all professor basically know that our planet is going to move that side, and that side basically when it's going to move, then basically which type of sound effect basically is required, and sound effect is basically going to happen on the base of this all chemicals formula basically. So like this basically the university basically gets connected. So university basically connects up to this level basically. It's not so easy basically that basically one person told that basically they are just simple professors basically, what they might be knowing, but they basically know that but the earth planet is going to move this side, and this company basically has given the order of the one of the chemical creation, that from this chemical equipment basically this sound is going to get effect from the this missile basically, and this missile basically is connected with this all formulas, and it's going to this all it's going to give this all effect in this side of the earth planet, and it's going to give the sound effect in this universe side basically, so that basically the when universe the earth planet is going to move this side, that time basically the sound is going to effect, and the satellite basically groups can basically able to easily able to track that, yeah, basically this is the earth planet and this side the earth planet is moving. So up to this level, professor basically are there. So which are all those professor basically? So from there only basically you can start. So from there only basically you can start basically. That which all are the professor basically who knows up to the level basically. That Earth planet is going to move this side, and this side basically the Earth planet is going to move, and Earth planet is going to move that side. If it's moving that side, then basically the what are the things going to happen? What are the things going to happen? So this is also basically one of the attraction part. In next part, basically we are going to discuss a little bit more about the attraction and which generation is supposed to go next and which generation not supposed to go next.